is always there, and every thought becomes our prayer.
Oh, my dear ones, welcome into the sanctuary and a very wonderful and blessed day by means of you in this day and the coming week. So we continue with our month's topic, which is relationship. And of course, well, that's what we're going to be pondering throughout all eternity. So don't worry if we don't get a conclusion in the next 20, 15 minutes, wherever it is. We'll have plenty of time to expand our awareness of that. So we're looking at the realization that we are living in a three-dimensional, material, dense plane, and we're caught up in the wonderful, wonderful experience of illusion, and we're playing the game of opposites, and we're moving through a fog of duality and personality, but no big deal. We'll wake up out of that some moment soon, and it's a piece of cake. And that's what Spirit is smiling within us, saying, you know. But if I look at it with my human consciousness, and if I'm identifying with the idea that I might be nothing more than skin encapsulated in an ego, well, then I'm in trouble. However, if I realize that I'm more than that, then it's a piece of cake, and I can smile at that whole concept. How in God's name did I ever end up in such a place, in such a state, with all of that density going on, when I want to be the truth of my being, which is the lightness of being? And there's no good answer to that, and it'll never be satisfying, whatever the answer is. It doesn't matter why. What matters is now, what am I going to do when I'm here, and how am I going to move through this with as much grace and ease as I possibly can, and achieve what I want to achieve. And that is that kind of self-integration with a capital S, and that ability to move up and out of duality. You see, all nirvana is, all samadhi is, and all of that good stuff, all heaven is the realization of a non-dual experience. That's what it is. And so we're here, you know how we're all playing games and everybody's addicted to playing the games? Well, the biggest game of all is this game of illusion that you and I are playing every single moment of our lives. And so now we have to understand this is the game of life, and we want to know how to play it, and to play it well, and to play it as victors, and to play it as winners, and to understand that everybody is a victor and everybody is a winner, and nobody needs to lose. You see, in human games there have to be winners and losers, we're told. There have to be winners and losers. Well, on the spiritual plane we don't buy that. We're all victors and we're all winners. So the challenge for us all is to be able to wake up out of the dream, wake up out of the illusion, and know that wherever we're here, for whatever we're here, we're equal to it. And this is one game I've already won. I don't have to go about winning it. I have already won. So as you know, opposites are always in our experience as we live our lives. There's good, there's bad, there's light, there's dark, there's high, there's low, there's strong, there's weak. There's all of that. There's the yin, there's the yang, there's this, and so on. Now, when you and I hone in on the affirmative side of life, any one thing in it, I want to be more loving, I want to be more kind, and I want to be more compassionate, and I want to be more my spirit self. As soon as I make that commitment, its opposite will be right in my face. Oh, really? Really? All right. Let's see how much commitment you've given to this. And so you will find the complete opposite of love coming at you. Whatever that appears to be in your life, whatever disturbance that is in your life, it'll come right at you, and you will be, in a sense, facing the opposite of what you wish to experience. And that is why, too, when terrible hatred is in expression through any one or anything or any group, when enough love shows up, its opposite, and faces it, if it is enough love, the hatred dissipates itself because it must. It has to. As Emmett Fox says, there isn't anything enough love cannot heal. I wouldn't say enough love, I would say real love. Divine love, your divine aspect that loves. When that shows up, it melts everything. Love will do the deed, for with love stony hearts will bleed, says the great poet Herbert. And so don't be concerned when the opposite of your good is going to show up. Now, you could have been as bitchy as all get up and as contrary and all of that for a long time, and then suddenly you decide you're going to be your best self. And then lo and behold, out of the woodwork, everything opposite to what you want to do and be and experience is all around you and all about you. That's the opposites attracting in that regard. Fear not, fear not. This is normal. This is normal. This is normal on three-dimensional planet Earth. Three-dimensional. And in my Father's house there are many dimensions, many mansions. Bazillions, uncountable ones. This is three-dimensional planet Earth. So you know you're in an illusion. Because you are this whole and this aspect of the divine that is not just an aspect in the sense that I say, well, spice is an aspect in that recipe, and then spice is very separate from all the rest of it. You're an aspect in the sense that within the aspect is the totality and the fullness of the wholeness of the one. It's mind-blowing on the human level how the macro can fit into the micro, but it does. It's like a hologram. You know, a hologram can be huge. You smatter it on the ground, and within every little piece is the whole thing. It's that kind of understanding and awareness. So here we are faced with this dilemma then. How do I go about, for God's sakes, once and for all, getting to the stage where I have a bit of peace of mind and a bit of contentment, and the world out there doesn't bother me so much anymore? Doesn't. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you're saying about me. I don't care. I don't care anymore because I know I'm living in an illusion. I know you are too. So none of it's real anyway. And yet we say, oh, but it's very real because it's in my face and I feel it. I feel the pain of the body. I feel the pain of the mind. I feel the pain of the emotion. I feel the pain of the soul. Yes, we do. Some dreams are very, very real. Have you ever woken up in a sweat, glad that you woke up out of that dream, and while you were in it, it was hugely real, but it was an illusion. It was a transitory, a mesmerizing idea. That's all it was. It wasn't real. Well, our lives are a bit like that too, I'm afraid. And if we could understand that, we'd do better, we'd feel better, we'd be better, and we would be closer to releasing and letting go of the true essence of our being, the divinity of ourselves, you see. And there isn't any particular way to this. Now, I've taken classes in the past, gazillions of them, how to this and how to that and how to the other, and 7 steps and 9 steps and 30 steps and 40 days and all the rest of it to realize what we've already been living and have forgotten about. And they've helped. Yes, they have helped. But they're only a help. They can't bring me to where I think I need to be because there is no way to it. And let me tell you, if I'm efforting, if I'm searching, if I'm seeking, if I'm endeavoring, I'm not going to get there. Why is that? Because I'm already there, for heaven's sakes. Now, I know that sounds nuts at times, but I am already there. And it does sound nuts on the rational, logical level way of thinking. But spirit is above reason and above logic and above mind. I have to go beyond mind into pure consciousness to realize anything that is of truth, you see. I can't do it with my rationale through reason. I cannot do that. That's why Thomas Aquinas' rationale and logic and so on was never complete for me. Never, ever complete for me. I always liked the mystical side of these wonderful people, where there was no explanation for anything, but you knew they'd had an experience of something far more sublime than what you could get by means of reason and logic and so on. So when is this going to happen? When is it going to happen, Dr. Moira? When will this happen, that I will reach that point of unified state of being? I haven't a clue. I don't know. I don't know when it's even going to happen for myself, or less you. But what I know is this. It's going to happen spontaneously, and it's not going to happen because I did this practice and that practice and the other practice, and I took this class and I got degrees up the yin-yang and this, that, and the other thing. It's not going to happen because of that. It's going to be a spontaneous moment when it does happen, and it won't have anything to do with trying, endeavoring, efforting, seeking, searching, and so on. It's going to happen as naturally as breathing happens. I don't have to make myself breathe. It's going to happen as naturally as the circulation of my blood happens. I don't have to make my blood circulate, thank God. It happens as naturally as the beat of my heart happens naturally. There's no efforting. I'm not sitting down every morning and saying, and now I'm knowing that the pulse in my heart is going to keep pulsing so that it pulsates throughout my body. I know that the breath of me, my lungs will support, and I will breathe every moment, every day. I know that the perfect simulation is taking place in my digestive system. I don't do that. I just get up and say, I thank God today for my daily bread of health, my daily bread of wealth, my daily bread of loving relationship, and my daily bread of creative expression. I'm thankful for it, and I'm grateful. I don't have to worry about how that's going to happen. Very grateful for that. So here we are. What in heaven's name is ever going to satisfy us? What are we looking for? Is it, as I was saying this morning, is it to be loved more greatly and deeply and fully? Is that what we're wanting? Is that what we're looking for? Because it's very silly if it is. How can I be loved more when I'm already love itself? How can I pour into a full vessel more of what's in it? I cannot. It's already full. I don't need to fill it up anymore. It's full. So if it's love I'm looking for out there, I'm never going to get enough of it that will satisfy me. I don't care if Jesus himself, Buddha himself, Muhammad himself, whoever it is we kind of have a close relationship with, stood before us and said, I'm going to love you forever, you're mine. Wouldn't be enough. Would not be enough. Because that's not what I'm looking for. It's not what I need. What I need is to come home to the love that I am in myself, that the self is. That's what I need. So anything out there is not going to help me. Am I looking for more visibility? Am I looking for more attention? Am I looking for more notoriety? Am I looking for more of recognition and so on and so forth? Well, again, how silly is that if I am, and sometimes this is subtle, I don't even know that's what I'm doing, but I'm doing it, if you know, unconsciously. Because anything out there is not going to recognize the truth of my whole being until I first recognize the truth of my whole being and wake up and realize the only thing that I need recognition of is my own recognition of my truth, of my true self. That's all. It's the only recognition I need. And any other recognition, I don't care if everybody in the world recognized me, it wouldn't be enough. There'd be something missing. There'd be something missing. Ask anybody who has great recognition. Ask Oprah. She'll tell you the very same thing. She'll tell you the very same thing. It's not enough. It's not enough. There's something more. And it has to come from in here, not out there. What else am I looking for? 5 minutes in the limelight or whatever? Am I looking to be in the light, the spotlight, the limelight? And so, well, that's as equally silly. Because why would the light be satisfied with being in the limelight for 2 minutes? I'm already the light. I don't need to be in the limelight or the spotlight. I am the light. And look at people like Mother Teresa and so on who just don't want to have anything to do with any of that, and they get it all the time. And the whole idea is because I know I'm love, everything out there will know I'm love too. And because I recognize myself, everything out there will recognize the self of me. And because I know I'm the light, everything out there will see that light. You see how it works? So really, we're spinning our wheels when we're endeavoring all the time to get whatever it is we think we're going to get, whatever it is out there from what's out there. Any person, place, or thing, not the dearest and most loving person in our lives who adore us and love us and nothing they wouldn't do for us and they give up their lives for us and so on. That's not enough. It's not enough. Here's the one that has to be the loving, light-filled, kind, compassionate self of myself. I have to find it within myself. Recognize it within myself, and when I do, it's such a humbling experience. And then I'm ready to recognize that in everything and everyone out there. Sometimes we're like the ocean. We're like the ocean that suddenly decides, I'm not the ocean after all. Something has happened. I've gone into spiritual amnesia. I'm not the ocean. Oh, I'm just a rivulet in the ocean. I'm a rivulet in the ocean. I'm a rivulet in the ocean. I have to be the best rivulet I can be. I wonder what's going on in all the other rivulets. And then I'm thinking, I'm a rivulet, and I'm going to be the best rivulet that I can be, when all the time the ocean is within me, the ocean is around me, it's above me, it's below me. That's what I am. But I've decided I'm a rivulet. I'm not the whole pie, I'm just a sliver of the pie. I'm now identifying with being a sliver of the pie. You see, that's all I am. When I'm the whole pie, I'm the whole tamale. And so this rivulet goes on thinking that that's what it is. And it's because it's thinking it's a rivulet, it feels the crush, it feels the pressing in of the greatness around it and within it. And the greatness around it and within it is causing it to be anxious and on edge and scary and so on. And it's afraid of that great ocean around it. It's afraid of the great ocean within it. It's scared. And so are all the other rivulets too. They're all scared of the great ocean that's around them and within them. The great ocean that they are. They're afraid of what they are already. They're scared of what they are already. So what do? They postpone. They postpone. And the way they postpone is to seek and to search and to take classes and to read books and to follow gurus and so on. The postponement. Because they're afraid to recognize and acknowledge that power that's all around and about them and pressing in on them is the power and the truth of their own being, and it's not pressing in on them to hurt them or to kill them or to annihilate them or to scare them. It's pressing in and around and about to be used by them, to be directed by them. I love Emma Curtis Hopkins. She talks about the servitor, the inborn authority that governs the great universal servitor, which is the law, the great inborn authority, the inborn lordship that has the power over the great servitor and can interact with the great servitor in such a way that that beautiful, obedient, awesome, infinite, intelligent servitor can bring through us any good that we desire. That's who and what we are. We are the sovereign emanations of life itself with an inborn authority that commands the power of the great law the Servitor, or the Holy Spirit, as it is known to many. That's who and what we are. And in the meantime, here we are, the sliver of the pie, the little rivulet in the ocean, and endeavoring to be that rather than living the truth of being, because we are afraid of it. We're scared of it. And this is an unconscious thing, because we've lived the illusion far too long. I'm telling us all, my dear ones, now is the time. Right exactly the way you are, as you are. Now is the time. You need not wait another moment to know and feel and experience and express who and what you are. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. If your life at the moment is not what you want it to be, it's because your life at the moment is the sum total of all the thinking you've been thinking since you arrived, and not only what you've been thinking, but everybody else has been thinking. So if you want a better life, a better experience, change your thinking. How easy is that? Oh my, I don't know about easy, but that's the answer. That's the answer, and it's not something you have heard for the first time, but I'm knowing we're all hearing this like it was the first time, and this time we're ready to launch ourselves. So I say to all of us riverlets, I say to all of us slivers, stop being the less than self, the small egoic self. Let us realize that the night, the shadows are dying, and the dawn is appearing, and the portal is there. So I say to each and every one of us, jump into the light and be what you already are, for it's whole, it's perfect, and it's complete, and it's you. And so it is.